Karangan ako. Karangan. Karangan ako. Football. Football apa sih? Itu kunci.
Second half of this AFF Suzuki Cup 2020 final about to get underway. Indonesia a goal up thanks to the early strike from Ricky Kambuaya. They are a quarter of the way through their mission to get 4 goals. Perhaps as a result of what we saw in the first half, Thailand are to make 3 changes. Tanawat will make way for Pitiwat. He's actually been very regular in this tournament, a starter. Perhaps a little bit more control in midfield. Wow, Tirison Danga is off. And Arisa, who had a fantastic tournament last edition, will be up front. And Wiratap also comes into the mix. And Wiratap goes into the centre-back role that was taken up by Paui in the first half. Your thoughts on these changes, Roshan?
I mean, when you look at Thailand's squad, they've got incredible quality. So I don't think there's going to be much of a dip. If anything, when you think of Pitiwat coming into central midfield, it just helps secure things a bit more on the defensive front. I think he's a different type of player than Tanawat. And Pitiwat can hold the ball a little bit more stronger physically, can play more of a defensive presence there than if they need him to. Adisak coming on gives them a chance to give Tiracine a bit of a break. He's worked very hard for them in this competition, but also monopoling here, rotating the squad around, giving opportunities to some players who perhaps, the likes of Adisak, for example, have not seen much in terms of minutes in this competition. And he still will have that physical presence up front and ability to hang on to it. And then Wiratap coming into central defence. He played
not his natural role, but he did that. He did that in the last game.
Yeah, first leg had to go into central defence after the last Dola picked up an injury, and he did a really good job.
He was having a couple of problems, wasn't he? He was facing Pratama Arhan on that side, and Ramai as well. And it's Pratama Arhan. Ramai. So the mission here, Roshan, 3 more goals for Indonesia. 3 unanswered goals as well, we have to be clear. Adisak. That's for the new forward, Gordon Pala. Here's Tiraton. Half as Indonesia could hope for. Perhaps another goal would have just given an extra bit of belief, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would have going into half-time with 2 goals, giving them a big boost coming into this second 45. Could have made it a lot more exciting for us neutrals as well, and for Indonesian fans here in the stadium and out there watching along.
There is Chanatif. Back to Gordon Pala. Back to Tiraton. Hits him up, ball across. To Mario. No way that Chukchuk's going to get to it. Would you say that certainly the substitutions, or at least a couple of them, would have been a reaction to what they experienced in the first half and how the Indonesians came hard at them.
Yeah, perhaps a bit of that, but also I think I said this in the first half, for all that Indonesia did in the first 45, for all the effort, the intensity, and the enjoyable way in which they showed up here, still is just 1-0. There's still that 3-goal push for Thailand. Mano Bolting has spoken about trusting his squad and the ability of the players in there, and he's shown it throughout this competition. And he's got quality in the Thai squad to use.
Jang said that good result in the first leg. They feel a little more freedom today, and he said they want to play the way they like. There's no reason to change that. Didn't certainly have that freedom in that first half, but as Roshan points out, it is still the one goal that they have conceded.
And also I think, going back to the substitutions, when you think of Pitiwat coming on, gives them a bit more control in the middle of the park.
Reassuring presence, isn't he?
Right. And he can sit if he needs to. He can go box to box. That's not an issue for him. You know, at times in this competition. I'll come back to that.
Rifle ball. Really well done. Someone who seemed to do too much of Ramai.
Play from the left wing and one of that front line back to help his side out defensively. But yeah, Pitiwat can play box to box, can sit in front of the defence. At times in this competition, he's had to protect that back line.
Doing everything they can to help their teams, their respective teams. And this will be watched by millions around the world as well. It's captured the imagination of a region of more than 500 million people. Football mad region in Southeast Asia, and they've been treated to superb football over the last month or so. Here is Pitiwat. Up to Chanatip. Looking to maybe get a bit more into this game. Chanatip was quite by his standards in the first half. Malana taken out there. Witan Sulaiman, I should say.
Eric, well, happy with Wiratap. The way he went in there.
He's claiming an elbow into the chest of Witan. The referee looked to be going to his pocket.
Yeah, he's booked Wiratap. It's a wild lunge from Wiratap, and it's the forearm. Looks to just have gone into the chest of Witan.
He's up fairly quickly. Wiratap has been on the pitch 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and he's in the book.
Yeah, Chetayong trying to make the
Very politely.
case for an elbow.
I did say he wasn't expecting to be beat by such a big margin in that first selection, Taeyong. He blamed that on the lack of experience in the squad, but he said, I don't want to dwell too much on that defeat. I want to keep encouraging the players to focus on the positives. Thailand had the perfect match, but his team had not played so well.
Who was just coming back in, getting a touch on that. Otherwise, Derek was in behind. A few errors defensively here from Thailand. Just see Wiratap that's got wrong side, but he's done well to recover. Put the ball away from Derek.
There's Tiraton. Does love to come in field, doesn't he? All the way from left back.
You see when he does move in field, see Mordin wide onto this left-hand side. A way for them to maintain their shape, maintain their balance. And now they just hang on to the ball long enough in Thailand for them to again restructure. So Thiraton can move back across, and now Borden can push on forward.
Like the ball, onto the path of Larabadi, brings it back. Important touch there from Tim. He's done so well. How many times have we seen him? What a runner! And he's finished off with Toto on the return. And that substitution has made a difference. Thailand have done the things, and they're 5-1 on aggregate.
They've deserved that goal. Thailand for the start that they've made in the second half. And the fight shown here by China, they just kept going and going, keeping a hold of the ball under pressure from two Indonesian players who were fighting to win it back. Kept the ball, Super Chop played it into Borden, who was actually trying to wrap his foot around, trying to create an angle so that he could wrap his foot around it and guide it towards the far post. Couldn't quite get it out from underneath his feet. They decided to have a toe poke at it. Nadeo could only push it out into the center of the penalty box. And Adisa has come on and made a difference. And I think that should be it for Thailand in terms of the title.
His 11th goal in the AFF overall, his first in this tournament. He scored 8 in the last edition where he was the top scorer, but that one very, very important indeed. That might put to bed some of the ghosts he may have had after missing a penalty at the end of that semi-final against Malaysia, which saw the Malaysians go through in 2018. But that, as Roshan said, is probably it though. Who knows? Well, a good early start for Indonesia in the first half, and now for Thailand in the second.
And they've regained control of this game, Thailand.
Three of the subs have played a role. Wirata preventing the ball getting to Didik, Adisa scoring that goal, and Pitiwat in midfield controlling things.
That's right. Look how strong he is as well, even though now he's just going right through the back of him.
Just going back to that goal, Russian, it was trying to remember who onto
right,
the ball
that's
and build up to the goal.
That's right.
Incredible. Again and again, here's Bolimana. Turn ball to him. From Sumacha. Nadeo. It's clear. Ramai can't clear the ball himself. It's an open. And they've got the lead here. Delight now for Malafolkin, who surely must believe, as do the Thai fans, that is it.
Indonesian dream, well and truly crushed here by Thailand. Borden, what an impact on his left-hand side. Fighting for it first to the second ball, and it's unfortunate. I think Nadeo would have had that covered. There wasn't too much pace on that shot. But excellent work by Superchok to set this one up. And Asnawi sliding that one into the back of his own net. You know, there's been a bit of drama around Asnawi in his reaction to Faris Ramli's penalty that was saved. They could have given a free kick for that, but decided to play it on. Shot from Saraj going into the back of the net via Asnawi.
Well goal from Asnawi. I think that shot from Saraj could well have awarding it to Saraj. That would have been off target. Either way, it was covered by Nadeo and came off Asnawi. And that looks like it will be it. You would think. 6-1 now is the aggregate score. And the response is to bring on another striker, Anis, and one of the players of the tournament for Indonesia, Irfan Jaya. Well, what or who will they sacrifice? Could be like for Didik and Anis. Ramai of this stadium, as you can imagine. Celebrations have certainly started. Brilliant to see. So it is indeed Hannes coming on for Dedik Setiawan. And Ramai makes way for Irfan. That's between those two, they tend to flip with each other. But Irfan is an explosive player himself. And he gets you goals.
Yeah, he does. And he's been a good contributor for Indonesia in terms of his attacking output. Irfan Jaya, Pitiwat, coming across and showing his power, strength. One by Witan Sulaiman.
Was that a foul? Irfan can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure that was enough for a penalty. Maybe with a clever pass in behind Krinsada, and then arm across. Perhaps on the referee Ronaldo. I've seen that arm across and felt that Irfan Jaya was being taken down by Krinsada.
You always run that risk, don't you? When you place your hands on the opposition. Here's Ricky Kambuaya. That's going to touch on to Witan Sulaiman. Easy. Surah. And there's a big roar of approval there from Surah. Who will probably be the most happy and relieved person in the stadium, Russian.
Yeah. So I was going to say his teammates bailed him out, but I mean, even if he's conceded that one, he still had that cushion.
Offside there for Adisak. What a devastating couple of minutes that was for Thailand.
Yeah, I mean, this has just shown the ability to go up a gear, I think, if they need to. The changes that were made in terms of the personnel, but also just that sudden change in the tempo of their play with the ball. The fact that Indonesia, I think, had just dropped off at the start of the second half and gave Thailand the time to get the passing rhythm going. It was back to that passing move. And some wonderful football movement off the ball. And then the finishing has been clinical. Fortunate at times, sure, but still they've got the job done.
Oh, lovely work down that left-hand side. Here's Pratama Arhan. Into the path of Hannes.
This guy is a rock. He's been an absolute rock at the back for Thailand. Krinsada. Pratama puts his head up looking for Hannes, the 6-yard box. But Krinsada is there. Reads danger early. Couple of quick steps across to cut out that pass from Pratama into Hannes.
Hannes would have in good position there to have scored his first ever goal for Indonesia. In his fourth appearance. The youngster, 22 years of age, as with so many of these players. Oh, not that far away. Another player who has impressed. Alfreandra.
Changing the corner routine up there with Pratama Arhan, receiving pass from Irfan Jaya. I think how Alfreandra just looks to run onto this. Lucky.
Alfreandra plays like a grizzled veteran. He's 20 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the big differences between, a lot of people look at this and say Indonesia headed towards another AFF Cup final defeat. The sixth in the history as a nation in this competition. But the difference, I think, between this side and perhaps previous sides is that it's a very young team. dropping bodies into the box. Expect in a situation like this, as Egi heads it back into Hannes. He's off balance as he hit that. And Spitiwat couldn't balance himself before that shot at goal.
Sandanga, the most shots idle today. There's Egi, foul on him. Petiwat. Quickly shuts his opponent.
As I said earlier, that this Indonesian side are allowed to develop together, grow together over the next few years. And that Young is given a chance to do his job properly. You know, Southeast Asian football needs a strong Indonesian national team. I think the more you have the likes of Thailand, you have Vietnam now who've stepped up to the plate and challenging the big boys in Asia, the more you have competitive teams, and you hope that Indonesia can join in that. Malaysia trying to step up to that level. The more you can have these teams competitive of a similar sort of level, that helps to generally grow the game in the region as well.
Here comes Thailand. It's hit the run, isn't it? Super top. To this track in the corner. Asnawi, which puts it there in the quadrant.
Again, wonderful skill. Bit of trickery. Asnawi, eyes on the ball all the way. Intense focus. Makes a good tackle.
He wasn't one that was nailing down a regular starting place in this lineup. Jordan Fala. He certainly grabbed this opportunity. Short one to Chanatip. He can still go for that top scorer award. Here's Wiratap. Dropping. What that goal, of course, has done Roshan with about, it came with about half an hour or so more to go. Kind of killed it off, didn't it? Really, that it's difficult, isn't it, for the Indonesians after this? It's a sucker punch.
It is. But it's a credit to Thailand how they responded. I mean, I don't think it was the best of first halves, but again, they were only a goal down on the night, 3 up on aggregate. But the second half response, the changes that they made, the control that they've now asserted on the game, they've regained that element of dominance, that element of control. It's put them in such a good position.
There's Chanatip. Might be hungry for a few more. Back to the Thai skipper. Now good Sada. How will they play out these next 25 minutes or so? Ties. Now Super Chop. Narrowbutton getting in on the act. Order goes down, play continues. Indonesia giving away. They're boxed in at the moment.
They can't get out. Just the control from Thailand. They've got bodies around. Every time they lose the ball, players are in close contact with each other, nice close connections to link those passes, and when they lose it, they can press together as well. Saraj, busy in the center of the park, linking those passes together. Here he is involved again. Gone from left to right, back into the middle border. This is how they move Indonesia around.
Shot. When
they lose it, they pressed and back. It's Chanate who pounced on that loose ball, that loose pass from Indonesia.
He's ridden that one challenge, Chanate.
Can't touch them at the moment.
Good to see another player who's been on the fringes here, Sivakon, about to come on.
Second half, being that connector in midfield. Decided to sit in the middle of that back three, take a bit of a breather.
Slip through, Narubadin. Who's going to get in a bit? Shot. Alternative is blocked. He's got a big smile on his face, hasn't he? Monotalking. And now that change to be made.
Yeah, they want this opportunity so well here. In possession, patient, until the key moment, until the key pass, until they find a breakthrough in behind. Trying out for that cutback. The defense had dropped off. Almost invented a new word there, dropping off. It dropped off onto the edge of the 6-yard line.
85% passing accuracy. Townsend's had more touches in the second half. He certainly got more involved, and I think this is where Roller rather play Russian, a bit further up the pitch. Very offensively minded player, isn't he? Can't be easy if you're Asnawi now. You've got Tiraton and Roller, but it might just also allow Roller to run. Tiraton's going infield again a little bit.
Fast move, next connection. Players moving into spaces, so the options for the play on the ball and the composure being shown. Challenges coming in, they're being put under pressure, but they're hanging on to it. Thailand, and they played their way out of this press incredibly well again.
Beautiful press space that Chanate was in. Ball up to Superchok. Going for Adisak, but it's going to go to Narubadin. Superchok. Chanate. Last hits from Asnawi. Here's Roller. Just come on. Player from Port. Born in Munich. Moved to Thailand. 2017. Tiraton is brought down now.
They're frustrated now, the Indonesian players. And Tiraton, he saw that challenge coming from a mile away. He knew it was coming. Just took the contact. That's experience from Tiraton. See, he's got his head out. He knows the challenge coming, release, and he just jumps, gets himself out of danger's way, out of harm's way, but still takes the contact. Chanate wasn't happy, and I think Chanate has been given a yellow card as well. For his part in that, running over to have a word with the referee. He can't believe it.
He's not happy with that decision. Both skippers have gone into the book. Clever play there from Tiraton. So a change that we've seen very often. Senior players in the squad, Evan Dimas replaces Rahmat Irianto, who, like his father now, it would look like both of them have unfortunately lost in the Suzuki Cup final against Thailand. There's confirmation of that booking on Chanate. Jason. Now Narubaden. Oh, almost, wasn't it? What a suck. Thailand hungry for more. Wirata. 64%. Now they've certainly asserted themselves a lot more in the second half, and a big credit there to the changes that Manum Hawking made, just to make sure that they could pull off the momentum. But not only that, they have gone on to score 2 goals. Waller's gone over to that right-hand side for a bit. We talked about this youthful side, Roshan. Are we thinking now the next Suzuki Cup or the one after? This is when they really come into their own, Indonesia.
I think they'll certainly be favourites, one of the favourites for the under-23, the AFF under-23 championship that's coming up very soon.
With the bulk of this team, wouldn't it?
Most of the squad will be involved in that competition, and they can take these experiences along with them into that campaign. I mean, Thailand and Vietnam not going anywhere. The challenge is for Indonesia now to rise up to that level. You'd expect Malaysia strong in the next campaign as well. Perhaps having more of a stronger squad that they were able to call up for the next campaign. Singapore on the other side potentially on that. Philippines maybe with a bit more preparation time, and again being able to call up a stronger squad will be another team that will be a huge threat. So there's been a lot of issues around some of the teams in terms of the preparations coming into this.
Here's Roller, going strong. Appleton had no choice but to put it out of play. He's been the veteran of this side, shall we say.
And that's what Roller gives you. Pace, energy in the wider positions. A lot of fun. Roller
came into this tournament late, flew in from Germany. It's been very much on the ball whenever he's taken to the pitch. There's the fans. You saw a little shot of them there. The Thai fans are certainly having a real blast. There you go. A great view of them. Here's Tiraton. Sada now joining the party. Stands the ball up. Almost away. Tiraton having a go.
And they're just all over Indonesia at the moment. They're picking up these second balls, these loose balls. And Kritsada has got comfortable enough that he can get forward and join in these attacks. Just one back by Thailand. They're deciding what's opened up for me. Why not have a shot at goal?
Touch on there from Chanatin. So aware, isn't he? Adisak. Waiting for Narubaden to make that run, and here he is. They have fitted so seamlessly in this squad whenever they're called upon. And it's been so good to watch.
You can identify the style with Thailand, whether it's the team of the second 11, whoever comes in, they know exactly what their roles are, what they're supposed to do, which positions they're supposed to occupy, and that's great coaching. It's great coaching. And I mean, credit to the players as well for being able to take that on board and adapting to that.
The interesting thing that's come out, Roshan, in the last couple of days is that he's only contracted Manapork until the end of this tournament, and he said there have been no talks for now, because of course they're totally focused on finishing this job here. But he has said this, which is quite interesting. He said, of course, if you look at the number of touches there, Thiraton has had the most. Has gone forward and it's found the far corner. A well-taken goal from Egi Maulana out of the blue. And they're level on the night here, Indonesia, and it's something for the fans at least.
Well, that's a really good finish from Egi. What he does here well is he just drops off a little bit, drags Wiratap along with him before spinning in behind. There, lovely, clever pass into him by Witan. That's a great finish from that angle and from that distance. To find the far post,
This will give us the best view.
there we go, Witan. Turn, chipped it in behind, and I didn't expect him to score from there. Goes through the legs of Thiraton, who's looking at Siwarak thinking, come on, what's going on? Listen, it's a really good finish from Egi.
Second goal in this tournament, scored one against Singapore.
I think Siwarak reacts a little bit too late to that shot. And perhaps he's been so comfortable at the back in that goalkeeping position. I'm not sure he's had many touches of the ball in the second half. But he just switched off. It's not been the best of matches for Siwarak. Best of outings for Siwarak.
From that angle, that distance, you'd have thought would have been favourite.
Can they at least go on and try and win it on the night?
That would give them something, wouldn't it, to hold on to, but I think they've certainly done themselves proud tonight. Here is Anis. Straight to Kitsada. Just going back to that point I was making about Manaporking, and he said we want to stay the #1 nation in Southeast Asia, so it's important to have continuity in him. And he said he hopes to be part of that because he sees a great future with this side. And he said the success has come down to the players. They've done an unbelievable job. So he's crediting a lot of the players, but I think he's got to take a fair bit of that credit too. It's given them belief again because they had a very poor World Cup qualifying campaign by their standards.
Yeah. Now with his final warning. Referee trying his best to send anyone off. I think he's made the right call just to have a word with Asnawi. I think that's a legitimate challenge to try and win the ball back. I
think we should also add, Roshan, to these two legs of the final, the officiating has been absolutely fine.
Yes, it has been. It has been fine. And I think the second leg of Thailand-Vietnam as well was good. It was really good. Sarat concern here is feeling his hamstring.
Might be it for him. Still have one more change to make if they want.
No point risking it. No point risking it. I mean, the Thais already won.
Yeah, you think as we look at this goal now, the one that Sarach scored, I thought this was going out of play. Roshan, how do you can?
Looked like it could have been just going out of play. Nadeo would have had it covered. If it's going out of play and it's not on target, then it's an own goal for Asnawi.
Which is what I thought it might have been, but we'll be generous right now.
I don't have an issue with him being awarded that goal. I think he's been very good for Thailand. He's been the connector in the middle of the park for them. And this is really great to see.
Yes.
Genpop getting an opportunity.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he's the only player in their squad who has not had any game time. And I'd like to think he would have got some time anyway but he gets to have some minutes here. We're seeing Shahiran Abimanyu as well, one of their overseas contingent plays for JDT, coming on for Indonesia. And he'll come on. It looks like Afrianda Devanga. Oh no, he's going to come on for Anis. So Anis was only on for a short while.
He's picked up an injury.
Yeah. Let's tell you about these two players that have just come on. Aaron, as I mentioned, plays for JDT, 22 years of age, another youngster for his 8th cap. Very, very sparingly used in this tournament. Indonesia trying to push for a third and win in these final few minutes. Here comes Chante, he'd like another goal, wouldn't he? Could he snag both the MVP and top scorer award? Pop, 25 years of age. Finally coming on. For his country. So special moment for him. Nice way to come on in the AFF Suzuki Cup final. Irfan.
Great story, Jane Pop as well. Someone who's had to work his way back up to the top level in Thai football. Many times players, you know, they regarded as high prospects, losing their way along the way, and then for him to work as hard as he has, get this call up into the national side, and now we're making an appearance in the AFF Suzuki Cup 2020 final. So nice little reward for him.
What's that to fall for him?
Strength there between Witan and Pitiwat. There's no shoulder to shoulder.
Done well there, Irfan is still going. Oh, it's a real push here. Four ties, but Philip Roller. Heavy touch from him.
We're almost there now, Thailand. Sevan Dimas look to try and get something going.
Asnawi. Flag has gone up for offside from the Indonesian skipper.
footballer, Asnawi. Better and better as he gains that experience. He's got all the right tools. Incredible fighting spirit, great heart. Gets up and down that right hand side.
4 minutes left in this match. Here comes Philip Roller. He's been switching between left and right. Got a real live wire. Chanatip. Now Arisa. Here's Roller. Chanatip. Cleared away. Ricky Kambuaya, he's got no support in the box, but he's done well here. Kambuaya! Referee! Does not point to the penalty. For a second. For a millisecond.
He fooled us there, didn't he, referee?
I thought so.
I thought he was looking to point to the spot. Kambuaya again, I mean, I think he's been outstanding. Indonesia's best player, he throws himself to the floor in a desperate attempt to win a penalty. But I'm joking, of course. I would have just given it to him just for his efforts tonight.
We are well and truly into added time here. Stick around if you can, of course, for the live presentation.
How about that for Wiratep as well? Adding ball playing central defender to his CV. You know, there are lots of ways to win football matches, but Thailand have done it the best way. The most enjoyable way to watch. It's been a lot of fun. It's how they control and dominate matches, how good the players are, technically and tactically. They might add another one here.
Oh, far away, is it? That is up.
They've found a wonderful balance in the team, the positions that they take up, these players, and the team structure, the team shape that they've got. Obviously, the players' individual quality making a massive difference. That was an arm left behind from Tirothan.
Unnecessary. A little bit ugly at the end of this match. Tirothan's been told to get back, and a yellow card given quickly by the referee.
Referee quick on the scene. Show Tirothan the yellow card. There's an arm thrown out the face of Fegi. Still having an argument, Fegi and Tirothan.
Final chance perhaps for Indonesia. Try and get that third. Not that it would change anything overall. There was a foul in the process, and that will most likely be it.
Mano's already getting ready to celebrate. He's got Wasapon along with him. Arms outstretched. It looks like his lucky outfit. His black shirt, sleeves rolled up, tucked into his jeans.
And clean underwear.
And his same underwear, but clean underwear.
Yes.
His dry cleaners have been working all the time. But it's Thailand here, Shazad.
And there you have it. A record extending 6th AFF Suzuki Cup.
Đây giờ